Hello. Today we are exploring one of the best museum of veterinary, that is under St. Petersburg State Veterinary University. Along with us, sir, we have, and he's going to explain this entire museum, when they have made this museum and what was the history about that, what kind of items they are keeping and how it is useful for their entire study part. Basically, this is called pathological anatomy lab, and on that only sir is going to explain. And these all students came from India to study the veterinary medicine over here, and they will also ask their queries with the sir and discuss. Hello sir, very good morning.
Good morning.
So sir, can you talk about
yes,
this museum?
This museum was founded in 1926 by Professor Ball, who became the leader of this department in the same year. So he managed to start a good science work in this department, and he founded a museum. So this museum is almost 100 years old, and it has the biggest in Europe collection of these objects. It's live tissue, live organs changed by some diseases. It is animals' organs, cows, horses, and pigs mostly, but sometimes dogs or cats' organs changed by some diseases, cancer, tuberculosis, leukosis, and some others.
Rabies also. Rabies.
Yes, yes, of course. Professor Ball, he worked here only 5 years, but he taught all his pupils and all people who studied with him how to do these objects and how to make a good department. So here we have some interesting objects. But we have some objects that were created in the end of 19th century and were presented to us. I will show them later. We have also pictures of such organs, for example, like those pictures, and a bit later. Those pictures were made in 1910s and 1920s by professional artists Anna and Georgy Garnak. They were hired by our university to do pictures of those objects, because photography in that time was mostly black and white and didn't show all the details. So those objects, we have about 6,000 of those objects in our museum, and about 1,500 of those pictures, paintings, of those paintings. Yes, yes, sister and brother Garnak, they painted most of those paintings, except for painting with a cat. It's an interesting example. This cat was infected by tuberculosis, and it was infected by its owner. The man, he suffered from tuberculosis, and he has a cat. He accidentally he kissed her in the nose, and she also was infected and died from tuberculosis. we have her head as an object. I will show it later.
Oh.
Also, we have an example of stones from the guts of cows and horses.
Oh.
Some of
From the stones. Oh.
stones. Some of them are real stones, and some of them are bizarro, pseudo stones, made of leaves and or made of hair. So all those stones, they somehow appeared in the guts of a cow or horse, and the animal died because of it.
Oh.
And the veterinarian doctor who made an autopsy, he presented those stones to our museum as an interesting example. And also we have we have a small collection of mutated pigs and some other animals. They are in that way. So some more drawings. These are birds' diseases. We have drawings with birds' diseases, animals' diseases, and some others. And we have mutated animals here, and drawings of mutated animals in here. Those drawings were made by another artist who worked in some in the country, who worked in a farm. Yes, he was called in a farm to make drawings of mutated animals. All those drawings were done in the 1920s and 1930s. Cyclops, pig cyclop, pig with eight legs.
8 legs pig. This is.
And somewhere here, two pigs combined together. Yes, those there they are, and some mutated birds and some others.
So these all are the real animals.
Absolutely real. In this museum, we have everything real. No models. Everything is real. Everything lived or tried to live and then died, and became an object of our museum.
This snakes, this cobra.
Parasites. This is wardrobe with parasites, different parasitic worms and others. For example, here is this is another interesting case. There is some insect. It is called bot fly, if you know what it is. So its eggs they got in a horse stomach, and they filled it so greatly that horse died from it. So for doctors, it's a very interesting case. So some other parasitic cases in
so
here.
These all are the infected cases. Because of that, actually, animal died.
Not always, because from parasites animals not always die. They live
The disease
with this disease, and then they die from other disease, and a veterinarian doctor make an autopsy and find those parasites as an interesting case and make an museum object of it, and present to our museum. So um, so here we have another diseases, some virus disease, and what I said in the beginning, we have some objects that were created in the end of 19th century. Near St. Petersburg, there was a laboratory that studied animals plug and humans plug. So here we have objects with cows plug. But all those objects, they are absolutely safe because organs first they are getting put in formalin, da. Yes, in formalin, so it conservates organs and kill all viruses and bacteria, and then all those organs, they are being put in a special liquid which is safe for people. So here we have a plague of cows plague. There we have here we have pigs plague, and in the beginning of our excursion, I mentioned that Professor Ball worked here only 5 days, 5 years. Sorry. He worked only 5 years because he had the problems with stomach. He had a stomach, something like a stomach cancer, so he died from it in 1930. And but before that, he ordered to put his organs here in museum.
Oh.
So we have his stomach.
This one?
Yes, and his how it is called? Maybe yes.
Okay.
And also his work microscope and his his writings work. And also we have some extra objects. For example, the skin of hippopotamus. You can see how thick it is. We have mummified fetus of cows. A cow cub accidentally died in a cow's womb, but because of cow's diseases, it mummified inside, and then it was outfilled by a veterinarian doctor and presented to our museum as interesting cases. So 2 cubs of cow and 1 pig's cub. So
Lots of things you have to learn, analysis,
yes.
and understand.
So
what is called the whole Europe is the best museum.
here in this cupboard we have tuberculosis. We have cows tuberculosis, but also we have elephants tuberculosis, tuberculosis in elephants' lungs, tuberculosis in sheep's lungs, tiger's lungs here.
This is tiger.
Yes, this second is tiger's lungs with tuberculosis. Some part of it, some part of lungs, and we have a monkey that died from heart attack.
Okay.
Yes, and its heart is over there.
Same monkey heart is.
Here we have a monkey heart with a heart attack. And nearby we have a dog's heart that was infused by hunter's bullets, small hunter bullets, which is used to kill a duck. And so I think hunter accidentally shot his dog instead of duck. And so near you can see heads of dogs with blood infillness after trauma. So someone kicked those dogs in the head, and then they died from it, from from blood infillness in their brains. So we have many things to show here. We have a big collection of cancers and something like that in here. So cancer of a cat, a blood cancer of a dog, a dog's guts, a part of dog's guts with blood cancer, and many other examples of cancer, live cancer, blood cancer, and similar diseases.
So this pathological anatomy lab generally you use for the student teaching purpose, analysis purpose also.
Mostly it is for students. Our students, they see how diseases look like, what different diseases can do to animals' body and organs, and also if our student after graduation, if he or she will have to do autopsy, so our student can do a proper diagnosis what caused the death of
Particular disease, why this particular animal died.
yes,
So
why
autopsy
animal
and all.
died. Yes. So we have also some birds tuberculosis in here. Here we have a head of that cat whose nose was destroyed by tuberculosis. Here it is. Here how it looks for real. I think though that painting was done from a live cat, while cat was still alive, or right after death, and this is what happened with the cat's head after it became an object of our museum. So it changed a little bit from disease and from process of becoming a preservation, right? And here we have как я там говорил, бешенство,
Rabies.
rabies. Here we have rabies, and here we have example. Dog had rabies, and it chewed everything, and it chewed its paw. Dog ate its own paw, and after it died, its paw became an interesting example of how rabies works. And some objects in dog's stomach, a dog with rabies, and some other example of dog's stomach with some objects in it, and with blood infiltration in this stomach. And we have a similar disease, so-called Aujewski disease. It a little bit looks like rabies, but it has differences.
That is also a real animal.
Yes, it was a real animal, and it was presented to our museum just to look nice among all other
Tissues.
tissues and examples.
So it was a very nice informative information.
Yes,
over here.
we have also some interesting objects in the other part of our museum, so let's go there. Here, for example, we have leukosis in cow's spleen. So because of leukosis, this inner organ increased in size, maybe several times increases greatly. Here, for example, we have a rope that was taken out of a cow's stomach. Cow accidentally ate grass with this rope and died because of it. So, in some way, it's also an interesting case. We tell our students to watch what do they feed how do they feed animals. Mm-hmm. So here we have a collection of cows' eyes. Here we have brains of sheep cubs, brains, and there we have a two-headed cow cub. Yes, two-headed cow cub, and some part of its skeleton. Dog's skeleton, and greatly mutated cow cub here. For some reason, the fetus of cow cub mutated greatly, and it died already dead, but it was saved by veterinarian doctor and presented to our museum as an interesting case. And in these cupboards, we have objects with horse diseases. For example, there is a very dangerous diseases. In Latin, it is called malleus. It infects mostly horses, but if human scientist works with this malleus, it can also he can also get infection and die from it. So in our country, in Russia, malleus infected horses long ago, in the 19th century and before that, and in the first part of 20th century. But before Second World War, in Russia, we managed to defeat this disease. Malleus infects it can infect skin of a cow, and then it looks like plague, or infect inner organs of horse, and then it also looks terribly, and horse die from it. Nowadays in Russia we don't have this disease, but we make prophylactional preventional vaccines for our horses, because somewhere in maybe in Africa this disease still exists, and our students of course study it too, because this disease is very dangerous. Uh-huh. And
What is this one?
Maybe um, it's some sort of a bull, maybe yak, or somewhere on or something. Yes, it's a foot. It's a foot with some changes. Its hoof changed a little, changed from normal. Normally, it should look like cow's leg, but it's changed, and after animal died, this leg was presented to our museum as also interesting case of some disease or some of changes. Uh-huh. And outside of museum, we have photos of doctors and scientists that died from malleus in the end of 19th century. So here we have photos of doctors and scientists that died while researching this malleus.
Malleus is very dangerous disease actually.
Yes.
All of these people died because
Yes.
of malnutrition.
Yes, they studied it, and they were not careful enough. In some cases, glass with malleus broke up. In some cases, they went too closely to animals, and they got infected and died. Um, for example, and so some of them died terribly, some of them not so terribly. One of them had great changes in leg, because glass with this malleus broke over his leg, but they all died. Nowadays, we almost don't have new objects, because we already have 6,000 of them, and in here, and even outside the main rooms. Um, some of newest objects for a few years are these mutated pig cubs. Our students in the last year, they had practice in a pig farm. They found their mutated pig cubs and presented to our museum as a fact that they had practice. But mostly we don't have any new objects. All of them were created in the 20th century by all those who worked here, and also by our leader who works here for many years, more than 20 years. Nowadays, leader of this department, he works here for about maybe 20 years or more. Well, in almost all of our departments, we do study, and we write books, and books for study. And here are examples of books about some cases of pathological anatomy.
So this is all about the pathological anatomy
Yes.
lab, and here we will come for the practice for
Yes.
learning purpose and also.
Yes.
Thank you for your complete explanation, sir.
Also, in our university, we sometimes make I forgot how it is, крытие, autopsy for studying purposes. Here in this department we have a lab for autopsy for big animals, and in the department of normal anatomy they have laboratory for autopsy of small animals like cats and small dogs, for our students, of course. Mhm.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for explaining
Yes,
the entire this.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. And these all of the your students. Further, they are going to come here for the study purpose.
Yes,
And thank you, sir.
I'm glad to meet all of you. Welcome,
Nice to meet you,
welcome
sir.
to our university. Mhm.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes.